Hello? Armadur. Hello and welcome to the next episode of our Direwolf 1.19 Feed the Beast playthrough. And our mob farm, I tell you, our mob farm has been working. Check this out, right? We've got loads of Wither Skull fragments, we've got loads of blaze rods, ender pearls, wool. We need wool for AE2. We're getting good stuff. This experience is going to be very useful later on. And we're getting stuff in here that I just keep manually moving across, really. But all of these dimlets and things will be very cool to... That needs to go in the drawer. That's probably different. Ooh, a rare knowledge pattern. I thought we had rare in here. No, we don't. We have uncommon. Ooh, we got an extra one. Jolly good. Yeah, so I'm just moving the stuff out of here that doesn't live in those drawers and goes there. I've also moved a scribe's table. I've created a scribe's table here because obviously a lot of the stuff I want from the scribe's table is over here. Doing that over at the Ars area is a bit of a pain. What's the plan for today? Well, as always, I probably won't get to half of this, but I want to get into Magical Armour and I want the Pyromancer set because this enhances fire spells, and we'll talk about that again in a minute, which means I need some of this piracy stuff. So we need an alteration table and then threads so we can enhance it. I want to get the enchanter's bow, but first I want to create some spells because we're going to create a tree farm and a Magebloom farm using Ars. Right, let's think of tree farms and Magebloom farms. We have to do a couple of things. We have to grow items. So there's a grow glyph that takes bone blocks and seeds, and we have to fell trees. So there's a fell that takes a diamond axe and earth essence, and we probably want item pickup. So we've got item pickup already. One really cool thing I've noticed now we've got our table here is if I try and do, so let's try and is it fell? If I select you, didn't do it. Redstone signal, right? So 3 levels, thank you very much. So redstone signal glyph, I don't really need it, but I want to show you this really cool thing. Redstone signal, I need some essence. I need some of this essence, right? Thank you very much. Now what I'm expecting to happen is really cool. So I'm going to select the redstone one, right? Yeah, select you. And now look, it pulls the blocks out of the storage drawer. How cool is that? I'm sorry, but I had to show you that. I don't really need this redstone signal glyph, but that is epic, isn't it? We're going to need 3 spells. A spell that will place the saplings, a spell that will cut down the grown trees and pick up all the items and put them in a chest, and a spell that will harvest the Mageblooms. Now we need to make spell turrets. Spell turrets basically allow you to cast spells and they can function through redstone and various timers and things like that. And there are a few types. There's the basic, there's an enchanted one that basically works better, less mana usage. You can have timer spell turrets where you can configure them to run every second, every 10 seconds, etc. I think we're ready to actually do this. So parchments, you need parchments that you can put a spell on. You do that by placing the parchment on your table. You pick your spell. So I've changed the spells again, I'm afraid. You know, we've got to get this working. And the fell pick place spell now. So this is going to fell and pick up all the items with a couple of area of effects, and then it's going to place the next sapling. So I can put that on this parchment by right-clicking. Oh, sorry, shift right-clicking. And that's now on that parchment. I've got this parchment here. I can put it on here. This is going to be my harvest spell. Harvest, pick up items. So I can shift and right-click, and that's now put on that parchment. Spell pick. Are they the same? Oh, put you on there. Hello? Hey, what? Hey? Oh, because I had the spell fell pick place. It placed the block out of my inventory. That was very bizarre. So I have got the enhanced spell turrets. So I'm going to pop an enhanced spell turret here. Like that. And it's facing the wrong way. Thankfully, you can turn these things with a wrench. So that's now facing at the Magebloom. I right click on there with my harvest. So you can see now if you look at the tip, touch harvest item pickup, and to check that that works, if I place a button here, and I press this button, it's harvested it and it's put it in there. How good is that? Now if I press the button again, it will fire the spell, but nothing happens because it's not fully grown. And you can see it's getting source. So it's refilling this jar and it uses about 1% of the jar, which is not much. Now we need to sort out how to tell when that's fully grown. And that is also easy. What we have available to us in RFTools is a sensor. Now this sensor, I place it this way. Oop. So it's reading this block here, and these are incredible. Oh, this was the wrong one. Anyway, these are incredibly powerful. You can sense blocks, fluids, growth, entities, players, hostile mobs, passive mobs, items, and back to blocks. Now I want to sense when this plant is 100% grown, and I can actually filter it to say that I only want it to sense the Magebloom when it's 100% grown. That will kick out a redstone signal when it's 100% grown. Huh? Clever, isn't it? Right. And we're going to pop that there, that there, that there. And I'm going to then just quickly do this. And do this. Do that. So when that gets to 100% grown, that will fire and pop the Magebloom in there. Now, I could use grow. Actually, I've got my grow spell somewhere. Number 4 is grow. I can get it up. So what's that now? At 42? That's at 85. So it's a bit quicker. And now we wait 4 hours. Okay, not really. We're not going to wait for hours. We'll come back and hopefully we'll see 2 Mageblooms in that box above me. Tree farm now. So we're going to have a bit of a trial with the tree farm. So we've got a fell item pickup and place block. I'm hoping it will just place saplings. So I've put saplings across quite a lot of this. And we've got a bit of LaserIO happening here. So in LaserIO, we have 2 extracts. We have an extract that's super fast, that's extracting just oak saplings, but it's going to leave 64 in this chest. And then I've got another extract that's blacklisted, denying oak saplings, that will pull out everything else. Now I think actually I want to put that one in the first slot because LaserIO does the first slot first, then the next slot, then the next slot. So if I do that, it's definitely going to pull out the logs and the twigs and all of that sort of stuff first into this chest and any extra saplings. But it should have saplings here, so the thing it will place is a sapling. Now I'm not sure because I haven't tested this yet. So if I get a block and a button, we can test that. So it should place the sapling. Now if we use grow, we've got grow active, let's use grow. Eventually we'll grow a tree. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Ah, there we go. Right, now I'm going to press the button again. Ready? Go. Yes! I'm so happy that that worked. The plan is to not worry about these farms. So I was going to try and time them and do all timers and stuff like that and grow spells. But actually, I'm just going to leave this passive. So it's not using too much source. They grow when they grow and it harvests when they harvest. And we'll get a passive income of logs. And because we're on a server and this is chunk loaded, this will run all the time. By the way, I've started using splitters. So this is a source relay splitter and it can send to multiple locations. So there's another splitter. No, there isn't one here. There's one here. So this is sending to 2 locations. So this splitter is sending to our farm and this splitter. This splitter is then sending to this jar, and this jar, just in case I need to use another farm up here. So they're all getting topped up with source every time I use source. Tree farm, done. Magebloom farm, done. Maybe we will get through everything. One little side project I'm doing is I'm taking some of this. I'm going to take these out. Don't need them. Don't need that. Don't need that. I am just... Oh, look at this going mad now. Because I've taken all of them out, it's now redoing all of these. So it's recreating all of these. And this is fired into gear again. And it's redoing that. Because this table draws straight out the drawers, I'm putting some of this stuff in drawers. And then I don't need to worry about these spells so much. Because it will draw the essences that it needs out automatically. Haha. I'm clever. Now we need to figure out how to get this stuff into the drawers. So I need to make sure I've got everything in drawers and then void upgrades. I think I've got drawers for all of it. I do. So now we just need to connect this chest to our AE system because this is going to be my main input chest. And I think I'll do that by just running an import bus. Import bus made, and I'm pretty sure that chest is going to be... Oh, just so close. So close. So we pop an import bus on the bottom of there. And that's now importing everything and a couple of cables. One, another cable, and another cable. There we go. You should now be online, Mr. Import Bus. Device online. Chest is empty. Farms done. Before we get into the next bit, the tree farm was incredibly slow, ridiculously slow. I'm not so worried about this farm because we don't need a lot of this stuff, but logs, we need a lot of logs. So I've made a little tweak. I've added a timer turret and I've given it a touch grow ×3 spell, and every second it will run. I can change this by, if I left click, it's turned off now. If I right click, the seconds can go up. But you give it a redstone signal and it doesn't fire. So if I turn this on, and eventually that tree will grow and it will cut that down. I tell you something, the Starbuckle loves this one because it's got lots to do. And with this running like that, we can see stuff coming in constantly. And our log's now at 377. 380, much quicker. So if we're running short of logs, I can just hit that turret and it's running around. Look, it's just constant. Job's a good one. Now, let's talk about armor and mana. We need more mana. Well, quicker mana. I'm just going to create a couple of glyphs. One is called leap and one is called launch. Look, it's pulling it over. I love it. I've now created Leviosa and Jumpus. So if we go to Leviosa, look, I can go up and up and up and up, and I can come down. And I don't die because I've got these cool silkweave slippers that makes me immune to fall damage. So I can go up, 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 up. Oh, look. And if you look at the bottom left, I'm running out of mana when I use this spell. I don't have much. If I use this and then this, and I've run out of mana. But I can fly, basically. That's where Magical Armour comes in. If we look at the Pyromancer's set, you can see that this enhances spells that are fire-based, and I'll go into those soon. But also, look at the stats. 90% max mana plus 3 mana regen on all of these. So I'm going to have more mana and better mana regen. Then I can use threads on this armor that improves it even more. So I've got these set up and there's tiers. So there's 3 slots there, empty, 3, 2 and 1. I can apply these at different tiers in that armor. So there is here thread of magic capacity, increases the user's maximum mana by 10% per level. Okay, that's even more mana. So with all of this, I should have loads of mana. I'm going to get this crafted. I'm a derp. I'm preparing for that armor, right? So I'm getting all the bits together to make the armor, and then I was just double checking, and I went, right, Pyromancer, that. So what I do is I've got an enchanting apparatus. Yes, I've got my netherite ingots. I've got my 2 fire, and I was double checking this mark of mystery. I said, yeah, I got all of them, and I can make that. That's fine. And then I saw this in the middle, and I need to kill the Wilden Chimera, and the Wilden Chimera is phenomenally tough boss. So we're not ready for that yet, but what we are going to do is work out what armor we want to make that isn't this stuff. So I need to do a little bit of thinking. One moment. Right, I think I figured out what I want to do. So this table here is really, really cool because it helps you see what is available. I can only get to tier 2 because tier 3 requires chorus fruit that I can't really get yet. So I can get to tier 2 of the armor, and then there are 3 types of armor. There's the gold stuff, the iron stuff, and the diamond stuff. And the diamond stuff is the toughest but has rubbish slots. So what I'm going to do is go for the iron stuff because I want 2 tier 3 slots, and this one gives me 2 tier 3 slots, and then I get 4 tier 1 slots and 2 tier 2 slots. What do you reckon? Looking good. Right, threads. The threads, I think, is just a crafting process as well. So we need to make a blank thread, which is just some Mageblooms and Doobery Watsits. And then we use the enchanting apparatus with whatever it says around here. Alteration table can go on this side. Is that going to be the right way around? It is. We are going to plop, I believe you plop this in there. And it says I've got a tier 3 and a tier 1. So in tier 3, I want my magical depths. And in tier 1, I can't remember what I wanted now. And how do I get you out? Oh, there we go. Right, so that's got depth 3 and magic capacity 1. I want kindling in tier 3. We now have enough mana, I hope. Just running out there. Oh, jolly good. We can fly. Oh, that was much quicker. And we can fly. And look, we're not really running out of... We're just. Love it. So, mana's looking good. I've even made the Charm of Mana Regeneration. And I've made a couple of potions of mana regeneration. I discovered something very, 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 very good. You can actually use Abjuration Essence to make your awkward potion. I've even sorted out my spellbook. I've changed the hotkey it opens on to Y. I've now got at number 1, Healus Maximus, which is basically a heal potion with an Amplify 2. Number 2 is Avada Kedavra, which is my harm with an Amplify 2 and flare with an AoE. And then I've got my Reparo, which is basically Dispel. And then a few Flyaroo and Leviosa for my flying. Lumos, so I can create lights. And then at number 10, Silkerus, so I can it's a projectile silk touch spell, so I can silk touch the spawners that we find and keep them. Yes, and I've moved them all to hotkeys, so I don't use the number pad at all for Minecraft. You can normally press number 1 and it moves you to hotbar slot 1 and things like that. But I've actually changed it so I can fire spells. So I can do my heal spell with number 1. Number 2 fires my Avada Kedavra, and number 3 would be Dispel. So if I want to go flying, I can press number 5 to get me in the air, and then number 4 to fly me around. Time to look at the enchanter's bow. So it was that. So this is the 22 one. Let's use just the +9 one. No, let's use the 22 one. See if it keeps it. It did keep it. That's really good news. That's really, really, very, very, very good news. I'm a little bit excited. Okay, we can pop you on there, and we can get our Avada Kedavra spell on, and... I need to change the spell, to not have a form. Create, and I haven't given it a name because I'm going to get rid of it very quickly, and poof. And now our bow has all of that stuff on it. Oh, let's go back, get some arrows. See how much damage we can do with this bow. One shot the cows, jolly good. Two-shotted him. Well, I'm very pleased with this. We have a good chance now to take on the monument. And I think we'll be... Oh, I've got mining fatigue. Hang on a minute. Let me just get rid of it. Right. Let's take it on. Let's go in this bit. You can see some of it's already damaged because I've actually been having a go at this already. The recording software has not recorded properly. So this is my 3rd return here now, and I'm just gathering as much of this stuff as I can. And look, the spells are working really nicely. Look, I can get him. Look, I can get him. Oof. Look, and he's got. And I use my sword to get me all the gear. There is another Elder Guardian in here somewhere. There he is. Aha. Got him. Aha. You can run away now. Run away. I seem to have some sort of effect on me. Let's get rid of it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we're strong enough to take on Elder Guardians and one of those basis things. I wonder. I reckon we can beat the dragon. Don't you? I need to put the spellbook back in my hand. At this game. Come on. Wow, what a megasode. farms done, magical armor, magical weapons, beating a guardian place, killing the ender dragon. Whew. Gonna call that a wrapping up point. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and all of that sort of stuff would really help me out, help the channel out. Next time, we're gonna enchant all of this stuff to some serious levels. It's Apotheosis time. See you in the next one.